Hello? Okay, it's back to detecting me. That's good. I don't know. My microphone didn't want to work for a second. Let me check something. Let me check. Everything seems good. All right. All right. Actually, screw it. We're just going to go straight here. Go straight to the game scene. Okay. There we go. Ignore that. Game dev. Cubes must die. So... let me turn down the music just a tad. Okay. So. Cubes must die. Let me show off what we have so far. We have... you can move around in this little environment here. And if you press my debug button, which is F1, we have a fight. And I did a little bit of extra work since the last stream because I'm separating this into its own project, which is a long story. But essentially, it's a little fight. You can do a little fight here. And, well, I die. Which there's no case for, like, an actual game over yet. Here, let me bump up the protag's attack just a bit. But essentially, it's two cubes fighting. Because that's the easiest thing to do when it comes to debugging. But yeah, it's a simple little thing. So, we have a few things I'd like to do. This code needs to be cleaned. It is a complete and utter mess. Because I wrote this very horribly. And it just needs to be cleaned. This was very much written as a shortcut, and now I need to deal with the consequences of my actions. So, I think the best place to start is cleaning up the damage calculating function. Like I say, that's the easiest part. Technically, this should be probably the most complicated part. First off, this match statement gonna be sacrilegious, but we're gonna do an if. Actually, so we want to check to see if it's 0, 1, or 2, which is / blunt and pierce. I think this is fine, actually, now that I'm looking at this. Okay. So this sets the attacking stat to attacking unit dot attack. Or magic if it's neither of these. I think this is actually fine. So... just... this is for... checking... if... the move... is a... physical move, i.e. 0 / 1 / 2 equals / blunt and pierce. Okay. Checking if a move is a physical move. If it is, set the attacking stat to the attacking units attack stat. All right. That should do the trick there. No. We're gonna put this on its own line. Okay. If the move is not a physical move. Set the attacking stat to the attacking unit's magic stat. You know, we'll just label this as attack stat and magic stat in the comments. We don't need to abbreviate them. Okay. Feel a little bit better about this now. Like, I'm thinking that there has to be some other option that's not this, because this feels wrong. Like, I want to check. Alright, we're going to the Godot docs. Pulling out the documentation. Checking for if a var is a... Actually, now that I think about it, what we could do is we could just do if attacking move type is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 3. Because if we do that, we can just... Okay. Move this down. So... Okay. Hold on. This is... used in the damage formula. Hold on. I'm gonna check. I don't need to spell this correctly, but I would like to. This is used in the damage formula to... This is used in the damage formula to take the attackers attack / magic into accounts. Again, I would like to spell that correctly. I failed most of my spelling tests as a child. I cannot spell. Okay. And then we can just do else and just kind of bring this up. Oh, wait, no, that was right. Okay. So if the attack is not physical, then set the attacking stat to the attacking unit's magic. Okay, let's actually make sure that that works the way I imagine it working. Because that should still be... I need to toss in a print, actually. And since the only moves I have in the game at this point are attacks or attacking like or physical moves, we could just do this. Okay, it seems to match. All right. So, I I did want to add, like, focusing and concentrating. Like, focus and charge to the game. Okay. This is something that I definitely need to look into. Like, the show damage here, this needs fixing. So... yeah, we might as well just figure out charging and focusing right now. Make another test move. Call it dummy, like focus dummy. If I can spell this right. Focus. Focus dummy. Alright, so this is a status move. It has no damage. These stats don't really matter. We'll keep it at 5 self-target. These are effects. Okay, yeah, this is where we're going to need to get into the interesting bits. We need to actually tweak the battle moves themselves. And funk. Move extras. Essentially, some moves are going to need to do specific things. This is for that. Okay. This is where I need to think. That would essentially mean that we need a specific code to handle... You know what? We can just do a... We can do a script that inherits battle move. Call this focus. Call this charge focus. Yeah, charge focus. And this is going to need a few things. It's going to need an export. And we're going to say var charge. This is where things get complicated. Charge equals false. Actually, we'll make this true. Essentially, only 2 moves in the game at this point are going to use this. Unless I do like other like fancy versions of charge for like bosses or something. So what this is going to do, and we need to go into battle move, funk move extras. And you know what? We'll give this an X. We'll just give this a random variable. And this is going to need the user, which is a battle unit. Okay. Also means we need to go into the battle unit. We need to add a thing to keep track of if they're charged or focused. Charged equals false. Okay. Just type this as well. Focus equals false. So what this is going to do is if charge, then user dot charged equals true. I don't know why I did that, because we're user dot focus equals true. So essentially what this does, I can delete test move 5. What this does is if charged isn't true, it's a focus move. So essentially, if I were to create new resource, move, Let me actually rename this so it has move in the name of the script. And it should inherent move anyway. Create resource move. It's not showing up. Okay. It is saved. Extends battle move, which extends resource. Okay. Let's just try to make a resource. Call it test move 5. And for script, just gonna plop that in place. Okay, yeah, that works. So this is a move that's 0 status. And we'll say this is charge. Because we only have physical moves in the game anyway. Because I'm lazy. So this is where things are going to get weird. So what I'm thinking we do for this, the battle system, we just need to, oh my goodness, this goat's a mess. Before, because that's the thing, I don't know other points when I'm going to use move extras. I imagine it's going to mostly be used for like auto moves, like background moves, which I can actually add to this list, like auto moves. Alright. I guess what I'll do is put it before the UI update. Next dot. Party unit? No, it should be attacking unit. I think that's just a good place to put it. I think. So I'm trying to think, when am I going to use this move in other contexts? Like, what other context do I have in mind for this move? I guess what we could do is we could potentially just, like, add, like, an extra code to it, like, so that only specific moves do specific things. So if I want, like, a move that buffs specific attack types later on down the line as an auto move, this would need a small rework. For now, we'll work with it under the context we have it in now. And if we end up needing another context, we can add that later. That's not a problem. So that should mean what I can do, go to protag unit and just slot in test move 5. That should. Okay, but we should probably actually add the extra the extra thing to this. So how do I? All right, hold on. Let me check something real quick. Settings. Okay, this is gonna be a bit blinding, but here's some sheets. How do I calculate charge again? Charge focus is 24. Am I even calculating this? I am. 24. I put it in the buff section. Okay. I think the damage calculator I'm using in the game's a little different now that I'm looking at this. Is it? No, it's not. It seems to be the same. Okay. Here's what we do. You know, let's just go into the battle unit and just change these. So that on battle charge focus move, this needs to... What do I set it to when I want them charged? I don't have it in the model sheet. Okay, let's go with... Let's go with a nice even, like... 1.75 extra damage. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a brilliant idea. Okay, so we also need to just toss on extra stuff. So we have charge focus. So, and this is used to track if the attacker is charged or focused. Used in damage calculation. Alright. So essentially, it needs to be set here. It should just be charged. Just take this function, plug it back in here, and it should be focus. And charge focus is set to attacking units, the attacking units focus. Okay. We'll just do, and, oop, this needs to be a comment. And units charge. I think we're good. So if I were to start a battle, charge, the other thing is we're gonna have to set them back to 0 after they've been used. So this is where things get tricky. For now, I'll ignore them, and I need to actually swap out test move 2 because it's a multi-hit with just a standard hit. Alright, so it's 33 without being charged. So we charge 23. Is it not working? Oh, I know why, because I haven't added it to the damage calculator yet. I haven't added it to the formula. Let me do that. Let's try that. Let's try that again. So it's like 33-ish. Oop. When without charge. Okay, it might be a bit high, but I can deal with that. Okay, so now... Okay, we're also just going to add like an extra variable. Var is charge. So charge equals false. And is focus. So these are to track if charge/focus was used. use so that it can be reset. So that charge / focus can be reset. So down here, if is charge, which will slot into here. Okay. And here we need to slot in is focus, which is not to my standards up there, which is not standard, or which, yeah, standard. So if is charge attacking unit dot charged gets set back to 0. I know why this did so much damage. Okay. It's a 0.75 increase, not... Like, that was ridiculous. What I set it to. We know it works. And we'll add the focus variant as while we're here. Okay. That should be charge focus. So... if... charge / focus was used, then reset them. Okay. That works. So if we were to charge, they attack me, I attack them, nearly cripple them, that's fine. So it still might be a little high, but we can fix that later. Okay. Okay. This is where the complicated part to the note-taking, to the documentation part comes in. Well, not documentation, like the commenting. So, first things first. This is the move damage divided by 3. So the move damage is divided by, which I want to spell correctly, I'm actually curious, what happens if I just remove that part? I think I put this in here for a reason, now that I think about it. So device the attacking stat. Let me check. Why did I put this in here? Oh yeah, because like base damage is like 50 something. I think about it. I don't know if I'm ever going to show what the base damage is, so I could just make all the base damage lower. I could do that? That makes sense in my mind. Do I want to do that? I need to think here. Because if the move damage is lower... Hold on. We're getting that balance sheet back out. We're going to do some math. So... let's do 1... You have move damage. And make it 2. Grab you. Pull it down. 78. And then we need a sum. Oh wait, no, we don't need to do that. We just need to do the one next to it divided by 3. Keep this going for a bit more. Oh, no. I made a boo-boo. I gotta grab 2 of these, then pull down. This is just base damage. My brain's thinking, why did I divide this by 3? Okay, here's what we can actually just do. Take this all the way back down just to get rid of all of this mess in my balance sheet. Because we can test this from here. We can just test from here. No big deal. Okay. Did removing the 3 part just not affect the function at all? Okay, because it rounds, right. If I reset to something like 50 something, like there's more realistic stuff for like a mid-game or something. It'd be 278. And then if I were to remove them... Okay, the attacking stat is divided because that stat does have a cap of 99. So for example, if I were to uncap this, I intend the highest base power move in the game to be like 300 something. That's a little ridiculous. Like if I were to remove all like the buff stuff as well, let's just get rid of all of this. Yeah, that's a little ridiculous in my opinion. But even for like mid-game, I think the divide by 3 is there to make sure something happens. So if we were to do like, this would also be 1. Let's do 2 too. Yeah, like no damage would happen, I think. Oh, this is the damage. So if I were to move, divide by 3s. Is it a good idea to remove the... Okay. Should I get rid of the divided by 3s? You know what? We can. We don't... For now, we can. There's no real penalty to doing that. And if I decide I need them later, then so be it. What's this? Yeah, this also does the like defense calculation. So yeah. Because if we do that, the move damage is multiplied by the attacking stat. We can actually just test this in the game, and we should just see massive damage now that I think about it. Okay, let's make this like 20. 20 sounds fine as an early game base power move. No, that still kills me. 10. Okay, that does a lot of damage. Okay. Go 10 with 3. 29. Imagine there's no defense there. It's just straight 30. I did not want to open Blender. No. I'm like, what's my 55? Wait, that is not doing 55. 31. Oh yeah, I forgot to take into account the randomness. Just, You know what? Let's keep the divided by 3. I like the divide by 3. Divide by 3, then multiplied. By the attacking stat. Divided by 3. Because I think that just kind of helps keep things like that in check. If I were to charge... That did nothing. In fact, that gave me health. Let's add a clamp to this. Just add a quick clamp to this. What is this? It's like 3. 3. It's like a million. It's like 9,099,000,000. Like 9,999,999,999 damage is the cap. I don't think anyone's hitting that cap ever. I think we're fine. Because yeah, then I don't get healed. Okay, but now why is... Why is just doing nothing? I should probably be a bit concerned about that. It's also, in part, due to my character's resistance. So what we could do to solve that problem... Yeah, my character has that small resistance to it. Like if I were to move that resistance to slash... Yeah, now it's doing damage. Okay. We get the point. Oh yeah, I should add move real quick. Just toss it onto this move that costs HP. And just boop. Okay, start move. Nope. Okay. Let's just focus on this. Okay. And this is then added to 1 plus charge focus plus charge slash focus, which when active is 0.75, I believe, which may change. Plus the attacking unit's current attack. Current attack buff. Okay. Now... Yeah, this is where things get complicated. I don't want to deal with this just yet. Okay. So this takes the attack units defense. You know what? Let's toss in a divided by 3 on this one as well. So that's just exist across the board. Let's try that. Actually, what if we did 4? Because now that I think about it, we can just kind of mix and match some of these numbers so that there's more variety to it. We reset the pro tag unit's attack. I like it. We'll stick with it for now. If need be, we can change it. It's divided by 4. This. Make defense a bit weaker than attack. Then from here we then this is multiplied, not added. Okay. Then multi by 1 plus the... Oh, not to mention that this is on the wrong thing. This needs to be a defense buff. It needs to be on the attack unit's defense buff. Debuff. The attacked unit's current defense buff. Then it's multiplied by the weakness multiplier. Alright. So then this rounds the damage minus the defense. Can I just grab this, please? Thank you. This rounds down to the last whole number. Then hold on. So damage minus defense is multiplied by 0.75 to 1.25 for a little randomness to final damage. Not much, just it's like a low roll. I guess the best way I could maybe think about this, it's like in D&D, you roll a dice, I guess. Is the best way to think of this. It's like low high rolls. Because the only other way I could like mimic that is tossing just straight up dice rolls into the actual damage calculation, like this part of the damage calculation. And I don't feel like doing that. This just adds that little extra stuff to it. This round, damn it, this rounds the damage total down to the last whole number. And finally, it then gets clamped to 0. Clamped to 0 so that a damage move can't heal an enemy. Can't heal a target. Okay, this part's gonna need cleaning, but we're just gonna add like a quick note, like to do. Fix this. Because this whole, like, this is tied to the battle visual system, which in of itself is just something I kind of hacksawed together. It's very broken and does not work how it should probably work. Because this is very much designed around 1v1s, and that's it. And I want to expand this combat system to allow for parties, like an actual party of characters. But yeah, we can now do that. Take damage. Okay, I'm not getting that randomness to it. No, I am. Ah. Yeah, I'm out of MP. Okay. That's done. And finally, this returns the final damage. Final calculated damage. Let me check the spelling on this. That's blinding. Sorry about that. Final calculated damage. Okay. Let's deal with this. So I think now is just a good time to fix this up. So this is like, let's do a little bit of cleanup here. So this is all units. So this is going to be party units. And now we need enemy units. The reason I'm thinking we do that, because what I'm thinking here, if we have these two as separate objects for later. So for now, when a battle starts, party units equals, I think it's the global script that tracks this is player manager dot party units and enemy units will just be enemy units equals enemy units. Just equal, just be like equal to this for now. Units that append party units. Enemy units. I think for now we ignore advantage. This will be a mechanic we work on later when the dungeon crawling aspect of the game is added. For now, we ignore this. Actually, can I just do... Yes, I can. That's fast. That's faster. So, find turn order. Okay, this needs to be we need to complicate this a bit more, so... Okay. Let's see. Gonna look up some Godot docs. So Godot... Sort array by a variable. Okay, stupid AI overview is not helping me. So, let's see. Is there just a sort Okay, let me just get the Godot doc. So, out here. Sort. Sort custom. Let's see. So it's an array using a custom callable. Func is called as many times as necessary, receiving 2 array elements as arguments. The function should return true if the first element should be moved before the second one, otherwise it should return false. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is that we need to go into the battle unit, like the basic battle unit, add a func for help sort. Help sort. And it needs X and Y. If X... Does it need both? I don't think it's going to need both. I think it's just going to need, like, other unit. Which, of course, is going to be a battle unit. Because what I'm thinking here... Does it need to? It's only going to need 1, actually, now that I think about it. So what it's going to check is going to check if its speed is greater than or equal to the other unit's speed. So we'll do if return true and return false. Then we stop that on. Do this. Okay. So what I'm thinking here, and this will give... I think this is also how we can do partly a way to deal with advantage. But for now, in the battle system, when we do find turn order, we're going to need to go to... I'm going to grab units. .append underscore array. Party units. We do a second one for enemy units. I think that works. Then we're going to need to do units dot sort custom func callable Oh, we're gonna need to put this in here, aren't we? Now that I think about it. Now that I think about it. So we're just gonna need to do a extra small little func down here. Func sort units. With a with the bool. Okay. Plug this in. So we need A and do X and Y, since I prefer that. So if X, and while I'm here, might as well just say that they are guaranteed to be battle units. So X dot speed is greater than or equal to Y dot speed. Turn true. Sort units custom. That work? We can do this. I'm gonna try this. So func X Y X Y dot speed speed. I think we do that. Then we can do print units. I'm gonna get rid of this. Okay. So now let's go to my units. Protag unit has a speed of 5. Dummy unit, I'll give a speed of 6. Print units. Should be fine. Should be able to tell. I cannot tell. Okay. We're gonna have to do something a little different. We're gonna have to do a 4x in units. Print x dot unit name. Unit name. Is that what it's called in code? Yeah, it is. Okay. So when a battle starts, protect dummy. So that is incorrect. Dummy protag. Okay. So yeah, dummy has a higher speed, so dummy goes first. Okay. That's what I wanted to say. Next up, we're going to need to add another variable up here called var current turn. Our default will be 0. So we don't want to do this anymore. We need to change this though. So to current turn plus equals 1. Units dot size. Instead, we'll do units dot size is. Okay, how do we check? Oh wait. We can just do units dot size greater than current turn. And I'll toss on a print just to keep track of these two. Print current turn. Uh-oh. Is it still printing up here? Oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't be... Maybe we should just turn that off for now. It's not... We start this. Enemy goes. So. I forgot to go units.size. Okay, it's adding to the units. Why is it doing that? It should not be doubling every turn. Find turn order. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Am I still calling? Yeah, I'm still calling find turn order. Whoopsie. Which shouldn't be happening. Actually, I'm being stupid. So if units.size is greater than find turn order, print loop. Loop back. Do a print loop back. Right? There you go. Should not be looping back. Should be if current turn gets above unit size. Let me go. There we go. Loop back. Actually, that's 3 turns. 2 equals. Check this. Okay. Go. Go. So. From here, that essentially means... And then, why is start turn doing what it's doing? Start turn, current unit... Okay, I see why. Units.current turn. So they go, I go. Loop back. Which essentially means we're going to need to go down here, set current turn to equal 0. So now, should be able to trade. It would help if I got rid of the return. Not quite. Okay. Yeah, that would also explain it. We're going to have to rewrite a lot of this, aren't we? Which is fine. I expected to have to do something like this. Okay. There we go. I'm now fighting back. Yeah. First off, this should be attacking unit anyway. So we found that. Still breaks. Okay. This is gonna need a different setup because we need to figure out targeting. You know, we can figure out targeting real quick, like a proper target. So we're gonna add an extra thing, say target, which is also gonna be an int. and just set this to 0. So this is another instance where we'll be able to use these two separate things. So on use move, so attacked unit is player units dot with a target. This will be enemy units target. Okay, bit of an issue, right? You need to set this to 0, just for now. Okay, we're back to being able to trade moves. That's good. Okay, so this is where we're gonna add. Actually, we don't need to worry about targeting for now. Let's just focus on cleaning up this part of the code. Okay, this part's intimidating. Alright, this part's the intimidating part. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I was getting a warning? Advantage state. Oh, yeah. Not using advantage state right now. That's fine, I don't care. Okay. Looking at this, this is a bit complicated. First off, I want to actually remove the buff check on battle move. I don't like this check. It's kind of annoying. So instead, buff moves like this one, they're not going to bother checking to see if it's a buff move. If it has these, it's a buff move. The other thing I'm going to do... So, let's clean this up. Let's do a quick var. So target. Oh, wait. I need to put this up here. So, status target. And an extra thing we'll deal with status target and status amount. So, if it's such a self-target, then status target will be the attacking unit. If not, you can set this to be the attacked unit. Where on earth in this giant function was I working on? Okay. Attacked unit. Also means status amount. Well, actually, let's set this to buff. Buff amount. Because this is used for buff. Status effects or status moves are going to be used for more. But I don't really mind us running this through every so often. Okay. From here, we can remove this. Remove these from this if else. Swap this out for buff amount. It's either that or we just do a separate function. Like, we turn... Like, we use... Like, move extras for this instead. Quite honestly, I might just do that. That sounds easier. Because then we don't have to deal with this, like... But I also want some... You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Get duplicate of this. All this buff move. Since we've got pop in here. Go to battle move. And we can actually add an extra thing here for is buff, for like buff. So what we can do with this... Right, so... Let's do var buff amount. Equal 0. By default will equal 0.75 if buff by default this will be true. If it's not a buff, which means it's a debuff, the buff amount will be inverted to 0.75. Then if attack, then okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Need to add extra things here. So, boop. Then we need to do defense. Then speed. Then we can do user. Wait, no. This should be target. This one should be target. Okay, this is where this whole move extras thing, that's where this gets a little complicated. I knew this was going to be... Okay, so it's just ran... Where's it ran? Move extras. Okay. Let's move this up to status for now. So, if is a self-target move, else this will be attacked unit. Okay, so under this context, let me think. You know what? We probably set this up real quick. Give me just a moment. But I'm thinking, under this context, is buff. What is buff set? Buff is set to be a self-target, right? No, this needs to be set to self-target. Since that's what we're doing now. This needs to be set to the attacked unit. Did that work? I want to check to see if that worked first. So 4/7's our range. Charge. 8/7. Okay, we're gonna real quick temporarily set the random range to 1/1. Just so we have consistent numbers, just to make sure Endure is working again. Well, not Endure, that charge is working. 11. It looks like it's working. Yeah, it's working. You can turn these back on. Okay. I think that's a better... Okay. Just a second. Got something open. I don't know if the model's going to agree with me on this one. Okay. Real quick. This. Let's go total dark mode. And white. Okay, now I think if I were to set up a display capture, set this to, there we go. Notes. We have a little notes page now. Just put that, I'll put that over the chat. Put that here. Zoom in. Should have prepped this before the stream, but I, for some reason, didn't imagine I'd be using notes. For some reason. Okay. A little notes thing up there. Now, what this should mean is that buff moves also work like this, so... Nothing buff move. It's test move 3. Is that one of the moves that you have? No, it's not. Okay. So it is 5. You buff, that crashes. It also seems to have gone to this one. So is buff also not labeled as a self-target? No, it's not. Of course it's not. Okay. The other thing is that this isn't labeled right. This needs to be a buff move now. And also, while I'm here, I can... Now, I should be able to go into the standard battle move and remove buffs from the list entirely. So this should work in theory. There you go. That does 6. Buff. Okay, that works. We charge. I think it's working. Once again, let's just get rid of the randomness for now and test. Bounces. There it is. Let's essentially just turn off the random. Okay, so we pop in here. Items. That is 6. Buff. That does 11. We charge. 16. Okay. Everything seems to work fine. I'll just keep the random off for now. Okay, that's a much better status thing. I like this a lot better. Because status moves in general should be doing different things. Should be, they just should do different stuff compared to normal moves. I'm satisfied with that. I'm okay with that. And also just kind of clean... And essentially, if I want to move that does buffs, I can just I can just make them a buff move while I'm at it. Because buff moves can also deal damage. You'll want to see? Actually, no, I think that. No, can I? Or the way it's set up right now, no move can attack and then buff you at the same time. It's also not very... It's not the most versatile thing in the world, but... Okay, hold on. Because what I'm thinking, the one problem... I gotta get my pen out of its case. Hold on, my pen. There it goes. Where's my glove? There it is. Okay. Because the problem with the buffs now, after they're on their own script, is the way they work is it's just a checkbox. Oop, that is too big of a pen. Shrink it down. Shrink. Okay, because the problem with the buffs is that they're just checkboxes. They're just checkboxes says, okay, this is a buff. Buff, buffs across the board. So essentially this tells it, yes, this is just a straight buff. These tell them what gets buffed, whether it's attack, defense, or speed. The problem with this, as it is now, is let's say I want a move that damages an opponent, lowers their attack, but raises their speed. This is where the problem comes. If I want a move that does both a buff and a debuff, which I can kind of see me wanting to do at some point for like maybe boss-specific moves, that's a problem. For now, we'll ignore the problem because I want the basic systems working. The other thing is that this only kind of cleaned up the code a bit. We should probably also deal with the health. Let's deal with healing. Let's deal with this. Because this is also just a mess. And again, the battle visualizer, the battle visuals. Like, this is something I hacked together last night. It's very not good. And it's not built for multiple characters. And yeah, you can only look at the stats of the protagonist. That's not quite a good thing. I should disable the stats page for now. I'll leave it be. Because this system was originally designed for a RPG roguelike, where you only have one character and one opponent. That was it. Now I'm scaling it up a bit. Okay, damage calculator I'm fine with. We can close that. I don't need to worry about that right now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Trying to think what to do. The other thing is that the way that this UI was designed, it was designed with 3 moves in mind because, again, that was the plan for the roguelike. So ideally, that's an actual pen. I need my digital pen. So ideally, what we would do in the future is we'd have buttons for weapons, button for magic. And the magic button would need to be a bit of an expanded list. And I'm thinking we want 8 spells. 8 spells at a time. That's a standard number. I think that's a pretty standard number. The other thing we need to figure out items. That's complicated. There's a lot left to do. Now that I'm like really thinking about this, like we haven't touched the effect system yet. And what I'm thinking we're gonna end up doing, we're also probably gonna end up splitting this off onto its own script, onto its own like child, just to make my life easier. We might split the health off onto its own thing. I guess one thing we can do real quick is we can add a check. So Okay. Let's add that check. So, I'm going to add an OR here. Pretty much just copy and paste this. And we need to add another thing here where it's attacking the unit. So, index, and what we're probably going to do in just a second. Battle move, cost HP. Cost HP. Do if stupid long code here. This is not true. Do that. But if it is true, there. So the move that I've assigned to do HP to like cost HP should now do HP. It does. Okay. That works. I'm satisfied with that. That was one thing I wanted to fix. And now that I think about it, let's do card move. Which will be the overly long thing that I'm getting kind of tired of typing. I'm getting kind of tired of copy and pasting. So, can I just please Control H? No? So I gotta do Control F on this? Oh my goodness. Okay. Hold on. Let's do Godot, find, and replace. It's Control R? Who designs it to be Control R? Oh, wait, that was the one that I'm not supposed to replace. Like, seriously, who designs it to be Control R? Why not Control H? Final replace should be Control H. Whatever. Actually, what's this? Does this go all the way down? Yes, it does. So we can do something different to check for these costs. So if you can just do returns here and just easily do a little bit of extra cleanup. Okay. This. Else if. This is also a return. In theory, that should work. Need to go down. And oop. Load file. So, okay, that still costs me, yes. The other thing is that this system would probably self-destruct the second that the opponent runs out of MP. Because I haven't designed, I don't have a failsafe for that. Because the enemy AI is spam one move. What we could probably do, now that I think about it. Move current move up. We can move these. We can move the check to make sure that the user can actually use the move up here before we even know who the attacking unit is. Because essentially we don't need to know who we're attacking if we can't use the move in the first place. Alright, that's all nice and neat. It's a lot cleaner. And essentially this can be ran here. That tells the UI to get rid of all the player stuff. This also just move. We can also move the cost up. Also move the cost check up. Like so. We can move it up just a bit more. Just a bit more. So yeah, we can deduct the cost early. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Start labeling crap. I'm gonna make this a little bit important here. I'm gonna do something special here. So we're gonna do this. So we're gonna do attacker. Attacker / cost check. Not if I spelled that correctly. Well, it doesn't really, but it'd be nice. Okay. There we go. Let's cost check. This tells the battle UI to hide the player UI. Okay, now we need the attacked. Attacked unit gets established here. Essentially what we can do is we can set up this code now. We can split this up into multiple sections. Here, let me get back onto my notes. So what we can do is we can split this long function, like that's just spaghetti mess, which we have to clean, because if we don't clean it, it's gonna be an absolute pain to code later. Essentially, we clean it now so it's easier to edit later. Instead of just trying to go, oh, this line does this, this line does this, oh, this line does this. We can split this into sections with the headers I have here. Here, let me zoom in. Because we have headers, we have these headers that essentially tell us what each section of the code does. And this is something it seems to be that's going to be particularly good for these large functions. Might I remind you, this function is a bit big. Like even as we shave it down, it's still giant. Anyway, but I think that's actually just a good spot. I'll write up the extra info in the sections I just established, and we'll call it there. We have This is the unit doing the attacking. Okay. This is to move the attacking unit. The unit is using. Okay. So if the current move costs MP and the attacker doesn't have enough MP, okay, doesn't have enough MP, then return. Doesn't have enough MP, then stop the function. And now that I think about it, what we can do with that is we can make these like cost checks a return. Like a return bool. It's weird not having my glove when I'm using my drawing tablet. Essentially we can make those... We can make these return bools. And essentially what we can do with that... The only problem is this section here, but we could potentially just move this down. Because we have to change how we check for a game over anyway. We have to change how we check for these anyway, so... Well, but we can set these to return a bool. To return, like, false. So that... On the player end, a little pop-up. Here, let me get my glove back on. I keep taking it off. So what we can do is we can have a little pop-up on the player's end saying something like need MP and like you're out, so the player can choose another move to use. But for the enemy, let's say the enemy tries to do something and they don't have enough MP. What we can do then is we can pop up the same pop-up here and then start the player turn. Essentially, if the enemy runs out of MP, it's the player's turn. Essentially, it goes in for an easy kill. The problem is, bosses are going to have a lot of MP. I'm thinking enough to last them for about 24 hours straight if they had to. And there will not be enough healing items in the game to make you last that long. But for now, we'll ignore that. Stop the function. But that's the thing we'll worry about another time. Actually, we can do that right now. Hold on. So we'll do a return bool. We'll do a bool. Let's do this now. So this gets returned false. False. And this is where the problem comes in. So for now, we'll just say returns false as well. And just, we'll add a little to-do here. Do. We will calculate. We will change how the game checks before battle end. Okay. And down here we'll just say returns true. Returns false. Because we don't ever, now that I think about it, we don't need to return true ever. Because what I'm thinking we do, that once an enemy runs out of MP, no, we'll just say true here. Because we already move on to the next. Because we already move on to the next user after this ends. So in theory, what we can do now is that when the enemy decides to use a move, if use move, then just pass, we don't care, but else, actually what we could do is we could just do, if you can't use move, then current turn plus one, essentially we just go to the next user, go to the next combatant, start turn. Right? So quarantine, so it must be called within a wait. Wait, really? It does? Where do I use one? Oh, here. Yeah, I could do that. We're gonna have to do this later anyway. Because that await will just be replaced with waiting for the animations to wrap up. That's fine. Okay, so that means we need to go to dummy unit, the dummy enemy. And set the max MP to like 1. The only move it has is test move 1. So let's set its cost to 5. In theory, if it tries to move, it just goes to our turn. Nice. Alright, that's good. Back to what I was doing, which was labeling these. So this removes the cost of the move from the remove the cost of the move from the user's current MP, like MP/HP pool. And I actually see something. I want this to be a equals. Wait, do I? Oh wait, no. I want this to be an equals. The reason I want this to be an equals and not the MP is I don't want someone to be able to KO themselves by using a move. Because if this didn't exist, hold on. Let me get rid of this. How much? I think the player has 55. Go to this one, which costs HP, set this to 55. If I were to run this, start the battle, and then use the move. Oh, it won't let me. Do I not need to check? Attacking unit. Current HP. I'm confused now. Why won't it let me kill myself? Like, legitimately, why won't it, like... Legitimately, I'm not... What did I do? Index get 2 over... Oh, yeah, it doesn't have the extra check. Okay, well, it's looking like we might need to move this part to a function. Which is fine. Like, essentially, if they're... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But for the time being, what did I do? So it costs HP if attacking unit dot current HP is less than... Okay, so... Wait. No. What happens if I set this to equals? I'm confused now. Why is it doing this? Okay, let me think about this. Let me think. So, they're equal. The two things are equal right now. But the only thing that should be stopping the function is if one is greater than the other. Oh, I'm stupid. Wait, no, I'm not. If these two are equal, then they shouldn't... Is it the same for MP? It shouldn't be... Oh, that might actually be a pretty iffy bug. Let's find a battle move that I know that the player has. Is this one? 25. It lets me do that. But it doesn't let me do that. How did I accidentally made sure that you could not kill yourself. I don't know what's going on here. And it has to be hitting this part of the function, right? Wait, is it in the UI? I doubt I'd put the check in the UI. I just use move. If I get rid of the check, will it let me... Why? Did I accidentally do this correctly? The check's not working. Wait a minute. Is it checking HP for some reason? Oh, because it's not checking for this first. Okay, I see the problem. So if I were to do this... So the HP check should be first. Okay. Now it should let me do it. Okay. That's good to know. Okay, good. I had to check that one. Okay. Well, first off, let's do that. What do you mean assignment? It's not assignment. Okay. Well, that's good to know, but now I need to move this up. Okay, that works. So it should not allow me to do it now. If I were to put it down by 1, it should let me. That should work. Well, now it won't. Cost HP. Less than or equals to move cost. It's not. So if I bring it down by another. Okay, well now it's broken again. Okay, let's do this. Oh wait, no. Oops. So does the MP... I do not understand. So yeah. If I were to get rid of this equals, it would let the player kill themselves, which I want to avoid. No, it won't. I don't get it. If I put these in here. Okay, you know, I shouldn't be trying to figure out why the game's... Because the game's working as... kind of working as intended here. Actually, I should check. Does it work as intended? Kinda. But if it's, like, too close... If it's 54, it won't let you use it, which is not good. Like, why is it not doing it? Okay, we're going to do a print on this one. Needed more info. I need to know what these numbers are exactly. Because for some reason, even if it's close, it won't run the function. Okay. 55, 54. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, wait. It does need this check. Because if that check okay, yeah, now it will let me do it. The reason it wouldn't was because MP. It was also checking against the MP function, which I didn't want. So now if I were to do this... Okay, good. I figured it out. It was running it against the MP cost. Okay. That's good to know. Alright. So... Okay, so this is for tracking the attacked unit. Alright. So... if the unit is a party unit, then they should only be targeting the enemy units. The one downside this has that I'm thinking of right now is there is a small case where I'd want there to be like two factions during the same fight. And the problem with that is that, okay, once again, to the messiest note sheet you have ever seen in your life, essentially there is a small case where I'd want three groups, like three parties here. Like three factions, I'd say. But the way it works right now, the only thing that can happen here is if it's a party unit, the game will the player will always target this team and can never target this one. This is not a problem right now because we're trying to get this to function. Having multiple multiple groups, not a concern. We do not need to concern ourselves with that possibility. And that's only if I know I'm going to use it, which right now I'm not sure. But it is something I will consider in the future. Okay. This down here is the multi-hit check. Multi-hits. Which we're not going to do right now because we've been going for nearly 2 hours and I'm starting to get hungry. Still have the rest of this function to label. And from there, we also need to deal with like giving out effects. And we might end up like splitting the heal system off. Because we might just... So, which I might... Probably going to do that. Because that makes sense. That way the heal system is split off on its... Like, it's doing its own thing. And we'll probably end up... So healing moves are a lot simple. They're very simple. In my opinion, like, they're just healing moves. The only like complication comes from like hitting multiple things at once, which is not a thing we can do yet because the system is still designed around 1v1s. Once we start like complicating things by tossing party members and more enemies into the mix, that's when things are gonna get more complicated. But I don't see this getting too much more complicated with the healing system. Because all of this can just be condensed into a move extra function. Because you should never be able to heal the enemy. Like, I don't imagine why you'd want to. So I don't imagine why I'd make a move where you can heal the enemy. Oh well. Let's do one more run through of it. Just to give it a good feel. So we're running around. We get attacked. We can hit... Oh, right. I should maybe fix everything I broke for testing. So, for example, this should be set back to like 5. Dummy unit should have a proper amount of MP again. Okay, we're good. Alright, let's play the game. Let's buff. Let's charge. Why can't I charge? How did I break charging? Cost 20. Oh, because it has an absurdly high cost, right? Forgot. Set this to 10. 10 sounds fair. These numbers will be tweaked. These are test moves anyway. Do that. Do that. Hit 3 times, please. Charge once more. Easy. And that's a combat system so far. One more thing before I go. Let's get a full screen on my note sheet. This is... Hold on, let me move it down. This is abysmal. This is abysmal. Who can read this? You can't. I know you can't. You cannot read this. Don't say you can. You're lying to me. You don't lie to me. Okay, but I think that's a good place to wrap things up. Cubes must die, and we're working on making that the most fun it can possibly be until actual enemies get added to this. And one thing I'm going to probably do very soon is I'm going to go in, clean up what is in, like, the Golden Collection, which was my project for a while. In fact, I can real quick pull that up. I could do... Because, if I'm being honest, I am not feeling the motivation to finish this project. I'm just not. So there's only going to be 3 games. Just gotta clean up all the assets, make everything work. Like, the settings menu doesn't work. But yeah, that's probably what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish that. Until next time, till next week, we're probably gonna finish Around the Clock, which I'm looking forward to. Alright, farewell everyone. See you all next... Actually, let's get a different song. Because we've been doing battle. We've been doing battle stuff. Let's get a battle song. Let's do this. Farewell.